Maestro, how are you?
I'm very happy to be here. I'm very fine, thank you.
Maestro, you've been here actually the whole month, right? And this is not your first visit in Israel. This is, I think, your sixth visit.
That's right. It's my sixth visit in Israel and the fifth time with the Israel Philharmonic Orchestra.
This time, of course, it's the Barbieri, the Barber of Seville. If you could just describe, you arrived the first week in January, and you've done, I think, 8 performances, and the first week you were here, I'd like to talk to you about that. Who chose the cast?
Well, that's a very good question. It's the right way to start, to talk about the Barber of Seville that you will hear and see tonight. We started a long time ago, almost more than 2 years ago. Mr. Avi Shoshani and I, we started to talk about singers. It's important to choose the right person. They have to, obviously, they have to sing very well. They have to act also very well. But they have to be, we have to form a group of people that works like a team. So it's important to have the right personalities. And I'm sure that tonight you will see that there is a very good atmosphere between us, between all of us.
Mm-hmm. I was here last week, and very, very good chemistry among all the singers. That's true. But I mean, we're not an opera house, and there are issues like costumes, lighting, staging, and you were, I think it was only 6 days between your arrival and the first performance.
That's absolutely right. We did everything very quickly, but I was here last April to conduct the Israel Philharmonic Orchestra here, and I started to talk about my idea because Barber of Seville is a comedy, is a very beautiful opera, full of energy. I would describe it like an explosive opera, full of life. And the idea was to perform not in a concert version, but do something that in English is called a semi-stage. So therefore, the idea was to build that small stage that is there, and also to give room for the singers to come in front of the orchestra, to go down in the audience, and to use the upper part where usually the chorus sits and stay, because this is represent the balcony of DonBartolo house. That is his house. I would say that all this is his house, and this is the square in front of the house. So it's a big space that we have to fill. So everything has been started to plan in last April, also including what we needed for the performance. You see, there is a harpsichord over there that we'll be using in the second part of the performance, because there is a famous scene, the singing lesson. And we have these 2 elements of furniture, and we need other things, sword, things. I hope there will be a sword tonight, because before last performance, the sword has been stolen.
There's also a ladder outside that we need for the balcony scene.
Yes, well, there's also the chorus that sing outside because it's off stage. So you will see. And everything has been put together in a few days, actually in 2 days, 2 afternoons only, with the singers. Therefore, we needed a good group of people.
So all the staging was done actually in 2 days?
Yes, in 2 afternoons.
But how many productions have you done of Barber of Seville?
About 5 probably, 5 or 6 I can't say. But the singers who are specialized in this repertoire, in Rossini especially, they've done for sure much more. I don't know. We should ask them.
Now, there's one very basic question, though, for you as a conductor. What do you feel is the difference between conducting opera and conducting a symphony concert? Because at the same time that the orchestra was playing opera, we also played intermezzo and jeans with a full symphony concert.
An opera, I would not say that an opera is more difficult, but it is for sure more complex because there are many more elements. And conductor should be able to build something special with the singers, the orchestra, the chorus, and when there is a stage director. In this case, we have staged with the help of one of the singers, Alfonso Antoniozzi, who sings the role of DonBartolo. He is an excellent singer, and he's starting a very promising career as a stage director. So, but we share that job. You know, it was split between every one of us, including myself. The work in an opera, the work of a conductor in an opera is, number one, to prepare the singers, to tell them what to do and eventually what not to do, including recitatives that you will see. Recitatives are very important. Here we have wonderful super titles that are done in a very good way, and also the timing when the right word should come is just perfect. I know because you will laugh at the right moment. And so prepare the singers and tell them what is about the style, what to do, and there are many conventions. We have to decide whether to follow some tradition or not. We decided to not follow any traditions. And obviously to work with the orchestra and then put everything together. So the synchronization is very important, especially in an opera that is so brilliant like this one, has a very fast tempos, and again, it's very energetic.
And actually that's all in the hands of the conductor.
It's in the hands of every one of us. In the hands, there is for me, the most important is to create an atmosphere where everyone feels that is important to the whole.
Now, in the Jeans concert, you accompanied the rock singer Ivry Lieder. What's the difference between accompanying Ivry Lieder or Figaro?
Well, in classical music, you agree because you play in the double bass in the orchestra. For us, the sound is extremely important. Well, in the rock music is also important. In pop music is also important, but it's just a different sound, a different concept of sound. And also the way that we use tempo I would say in our music. We have to be precise while we are playing, but for us it's very important to give freedom so that we shape music like big phrases, small and big phrases, long arches, and the music should breathe. You agree that all these things are important. The pop music is much more straight. For them, there is a metronomic rhythm and tempo that should go on. Inside this, they use small rubatos, but there is that pulse that goes always.
I know the audience really enjoyed the two songs that we did with him the other night. Your teacher was Franco Ferrara. Franco Ferrara was a teacher for 30 years, I think, in not only in Siena, in Rome, I think he was?
Yes, in Rome, in Venice, in many places. He went also abroad. He went to Tanglewood in USA and Hilversum in the Netherlands.
And you are among his famous students who became famous, but also Riccardo Chailly, Riccardo Muti, Sir Andrew Davis. I mean, that's quite a great record. How did a man like Ferrara teach? What did he teach? I mean, he didn't give you exercises with your hands.
No, not at all. Not at all. Franco Ferrara was he started as a violinist. He was a concertmaster of the orchestra in Florence, the Maggio Musicale Fiorentino Orchestra. He was a great talent and somebody that was born for music. For him, music was just the most simple thing to do. Like for all of us is to walk or drink a glass of water. It was that simple for him. At a certain point, he started to conduct, and he had a huge success. He became extremely famous, but he discovered very soon that he was sick of something very strange. Actually, what happened to him, that while he was conducting in a concert, he fell down like an epilepsy, but he had only some symptoms of an epilepsy, not all of them. This happened more and more frequently, so he had to stop his career. He has tried to take care of himself. Nothing has worked, so therefore he started later to teach. He didn't know exactly what to teach, how to teach. Very different. I had the chance to meet Hans Swarovski, who was probably the most important conductor. And my uncle Claudio Abbado has also worked with him. And many of the greatest today conductors of that generation has worked with him in Vienna. I met him while he was very old, and he was a real teacher with a method, a system. And he was extremely clear and had clear in his mind what was important for a young to know about how to conduct, how to learn a score. Many good things. Franco Ferrara, again, was a sort of animal of music. He didn't know, he just showed. Or he was giving his scores with his marking to learn how to study a score, but he was not able to explain with words. Mm-hmm. So the system was very simple. Just look at him. But you have, he was good. It was extremely important to meet him at a certain level. But if somebody has to take the stick for the first time, he was not able to explain how to do it. He was for, let's say, a more advanced level.
Uh-huh. Now, you mentioned your uncle, who was also a famous conductor. And I must say that all of the biographies of you begin with the sentence, Roberto Abbado is from a very musical family. And that's one of the reasons I didn't start the interview with that sentence. Could you describe your musical family?
Okay. There is a picture of my grandfather, who was a biologist. And he loved music. It was his passion. And the picture is that he was conducting at the end of the 19th century in the typical style and position of that time, that is like this. His son, my grandfather, was the first professional musician in the family, a violinist, fantastic violin teacher, and he married a pianist from Sicily. My grandfather was from the north of Italy, and they formed a fantastic family, very strong family. They raised 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. Only one of the 3 boys didn't become a musician. He was an architect, and the youngest one. Probably the most talented in the whole family. Talented for music, seriously. But probably because the fact that he was the youngest, he decided to take a different way. My father is the oldest, and he became a pianist and director of the music conservatory in Milan. Then the second, Luciana, has devoted her life to contemporary music, working for many years for Casa Ricordi, which is the most important Italian music publisher, and now she leads a music festival. Then the third is Claudio, and he doesn't need to be introduced, and the last one, Gabriele, the architect.
Are you carrying, you have children? Are you carrying on the
I have a daughter, 26 years old. She works in the advertising in Milan for an American company named Young and Rubicam.
Not a musician?
She studied the violin until she was 18 years old. So she studied seriously, arriving to the 8th year of the violin study, which in Italy is 10 years. And she decided at that moment to stop. She said, I don't have the passion. And I think she had too much pressure on her.
Mm-hmm. Well, that must be a problem in musical families. I mean, did you feel that pressure?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely, of course.
And still you went on with it. I mean, was it a positive pressure, or at times did you say, I'm not gonna practice piano anymore?
Let's say that it has been difficult for many years to establish my own name and a way to make music that could persuade people and build up my own reliability. Reliability.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Reliability.
Okay, that's the word that I would like to say.
And did you ever, I mean, did anybody ever come up to you and say, why don't you show your uncle how you do that? I mean, you really have a much better way of doing it. Did that ever?
Absolutely not. I think it's that's also quite impossible.
We talked yesterday about you conduct a lot in the United States.
Yes.
And of course in Europe. Is there a difference between music making among orchestras in the United States and music making in Europe? And we're kind of a mix. Where do we fit in?
Much more European and I would say Israeli. It's a mix.
Really?
Yes, no, absolutely. It's a unique character and a unique sound. Well, what make the orchestra different is the sound, I believe.
But I must say something. Riccardo Muti once said to us, he said, you don't bother me talking in rehearsals. I'm used to Italian orchestras. So it's the sound. Okay.
Yes, the sound. And I would say that I would describe it in this way. Not just orchestras, but schools. European schools are more focused on sound. And every country, but every city, I would say, has a special way to play. American schools are more focused on precision of reading exactly what is printed in the part, in the score, in the part, and precision in realizing with the instrument and precision of playing together. In Europe, we also play together, but there is a certain freedom in it. It sounds together, but if you analyze under a microscope, it's not 100%. It's a 99.
Okay, so it's the sound.
And the sound becomes very, very important. Yeah.
Now, when you say we're Israeli, what, as far as sound, precision, things like that, is there any way of defining it closer, just than that we're Israeli? I mean, do we sound like...
in my opinion, you have a very warm sound, and you play with a lot of passion. And that's, I think, this is just fantastic. You have such a warmth in your playing. And this is, I think, that's the typical Israel Philharmonic music making.
I see. Now, we talked a little bit about politics. And I revealed to you that some of our European artists are now under pressure not to come to Israel and to appear. Could you, first of all, do you feel that do you bring politics to your music making? And as a European, how do you feel about pressure on artists to express a political stance?
I never received any pressure about anybody. And as I told you, it's almost a month we are here with this fantastic group of singers. And we all stay in the same hotel. I never heard any one of them saying that they received the pressure to not come here. Mm-hmm. And again, it's not my first time in Israel. It never happened. I never heard about things like that.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about musicians expressing their politics from the stage?
From the stage, wow, that's probably not the right place to express ideas. But you know, of course, I have opinions. I have my opinions. And I come from a country that at the moment doesn't stay in the best moment. So I'm very upset about what happens in my country. Mm-hmm. This I can say. This I think I have the right to say. And of course I'm interested in politics, but I'm not going to talk about politics now. You know. Privately, I would be happy.
Okay. Okay, Maestro, I'd like to thank you for this short interview, and I really hope that the audience enjoys tonight's production like I enjoyed it last Wednesday.
Thank you.
It's זה מלא הומור, ובאמת להסתכל טוב טוב על התרגום, מפני שהבדיחות באמת הולכות עם המוזיקה. Maestro, thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.